Let's talk about the games that happened on Wednesday, April 6th. Only have 4 more days left in the season. Let's get into it. The first game is the Mavericks destroyed the Detroit Pistons 131-113. Reggie Bullock, if you need threes, he did exactly that. 3 threes, 9 points. Dorian Finney-Smith, he hit threes, and then he brings more defensive stats. Just one steal here. Luka struggled with his shot again, 2 for 11. But the man just takes a lot of difficult shot, in a lot of bad situations. So it should be okay. 14 assists, 8 rebound, and a steal. And most importantly, he's playing. A lot of the superstars, they'll be resting down the stretch. 6 turnovers and 26 points. Jalen Brunson also played okay, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. But this Maverick team, they don't really have anybody that's fantasy relevant. For Detroit, Kate Cunningham played well, 25 points, 9 assists, 2 steals and a block, 10 for 11 from the free throw line is also huge, 7 rebounds. He did it all, but Detroit, they have absolutely nothing to play for. Do they have a back-to-back? They don't have a back-to-back. Okay, so who knows? They might play Kate Cunningham. Maybe don't give him the full minutes the next 2 games. Maybe they will. I don't know. Isaiah Stewart played super well versus Dallas, 19 points and 14 rebounds. This is why we've seen flashes of Isaiah Stewart playing. I mean, he was in foul trouble this game as well. But 19 points, 14 rebounds, a block. Next year, this guy will be interesting, right? Because this year, the only thing that he provides consistently is the rebound and a little bit of blocks. So where do you want to take him next year? I think it will be a good question. Sadiq Bey, 1 for 11 from the field, 7 points, sure. And they don't have a great schedule. They have 2 games left, and those 2 games are all in high volume days. So if you got some of the Detroit guys, even like Killian Hayes, if you don't need the assists and steals, 100% you could drop him. But other than Kate Cunningham, I think usually on 10-game slate or 12-game slate where you have your full roster, Isaiah Stewart probably, unless you need rebounds, you probably don't want to start him, right? The only category he provides is rebound, but a lot of rebounds, right? The guy is averaging 10 rebounds a game. All right, let's go to the next team. The Brooklyn Nets. They were down big. I think they were down 17 at the half. They came back 110-98. Should be no surprise there. KD ended the game with 32 points. Good. I mean, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. He's just been dishing a lot because the other team, they're going to try to get the ball out of his hands. Kyrie Irving struggled with his shot, but 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 24 points with 3 threes. Seth Curry hit 3 threes as well. But this Brooklyn team, looking at their schedule, they just finished their back-to-back. So the next 2 games are all in high volume days. The good thing is KD and Kyrie, they're going to play for seeding purposes. So Bruce Brown, if you want to have him, sure, got 2 more games. But are you really going to play Bruce Brown? Is he going to be... you're going to start him? Maybe if you need defensive stats and assist and rebound, he provides pretty good value in those 4 categories. Points, sometimes he will provide a little bit. So he's a guy that we want to have. But Andre Drummond, we can't really trust him, even though they got a back-to-back. If you need rebounds, I feel like there should be better options out there. Nicholas Claxton got 22 minutes. Yeah, they don't have a back-to-back. None of these guys are that interested. I'm not that interested in these guys. And then we look at the Knicks. RJ Barrett, 7 for 27. 7 for 12 from the free throw line. Just absolutely destroy your efficiency. 23 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. This counting stat look nice. This is why RJ Barrett in category leagues, his rankings will never be high. It's because the bad efficiencies, because they're so bad, free throw. They're so bad. And he doesn't get a lot of defensive stats. So his ranking is going to be bad. But the points, if you look at the points, the rebound, the assist, these 3 categories are pretty elite. So if you stack him with the Russell Westbrook, who has been sucking, to be honest, most of the year, that's usually a good idea. And with Mitchell Robinson out, we have Sims coming in, played 35 minutes, had a huge game, 13 rebounds, a steal and 3 blocks. So the New York Knicks, their schedule could, not that interesting. They got 2 more games. But if Mitchell Robinson is out again, I would rather have Sims than like Andre Drummond. Because they're not going to play Taj Gibson 35 minutes, so they have to give him minutes. and I feel good about playing. Streaming. I'll be topping as well. Who got 43 minutes? My God, 19 points, 5 rebounds, and still 3 blocks. Yeah, these two guys. If I'm looking for some big man stats, I would turn to these two guys. The last 2 games of the regular season, and Topping usually score some points as well. Alec Burks still pretty solid, and Evan Fournier just but there could still be options for the next 2 games. They should have 30 minutes a night on this bad Knicks team. All right, let's look at the next game. The Washington Wizards lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Kristaps Porzingis, oh my God, this man is just killing it. 18 rebounds. He was never a good rebound, like a big rebounder. I don't think he's ever averaged over 10 rebounds a game. This year, earlier with the Mavericks, he's probably averaging around 8 and 9. But on this Wizards team next year, when Beal comes back, sure, Beal might take some usage away, but Porzingis doesn't need to score 25 points to be a top 15 player. You could just score 20 points, but give you 2.5 blocks. But the most important thing with him is the health. If he's healthy, 100%, he's a guy you could take on the second round, late second or early third. One of the biggest shot blockers in the league, but he just gets he gets hurt too often. And the fact that he's still playing at this late of the season, I believe this was also a back-to-back too. Surprising. KCP just the 9 points, and Rui Hachimura, Danny Advia, these guys are splitting the power forward minutes. They got 2 more games. I like Danny Advia more than Rui Hachimura. Advia can provide a little bit of everything: rebound, assists, steals, and blocks. Sadorensky and Ish Smith. Let's see who got more assists this game. These 2 guys you could stream them for assists. That's it. They're not really good for anything else. Corey Kispert, not really interested. And Daniel Gafford, I thought this guy might have a chance to be a little bit useful, but consider Kristaps Porzingis is playing 30 minutes. We're not really interested in him because he's gonna get 15 minutes, maybe give you a block or 2, but that's all he's gonna give you. For the Atlanta Hawks, yeah, they just keep rolling. Well, the Nets and the Hawks, they both won, so they are, well, that's why the Nets, they control their own destiny. They have, well, this is not updated yet. Oh, here we go. Yep, the Nets and the Hawks have the exact same record, but the Nets have the tiebreaker. So if the Nets just win out, they'll be good. They're looking good. They're going to be at least the 8th seed if they just win out, and they only need to win 1 game, but anything can happen. DeAndre Hunter played well this game. Well, he didn't play well, but he had a steal and a block with 10 points. Gallinari, huge game. He was, I believe, questionable coming into this game. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 4 threes, but we can't expect him to do this every game. But the good thing about the Hawks is that they're going to play if they're healthy, they're going to play them because they need to make the seeding. They try to get to the 8th spot. So Clint Capella had 4 steals, pretty good. And the rookie Okongwu coming, played 21 minutes. They've been blowing teams out. So every time a blowout, Clint Capella is not going to play in the 4th quarter. So Okongwu is going to soak up those minutes. Who played okay. No blocks, but had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. If you need blocks, you could stream him. There are a couple of guys in the league on the waiver wire. Probably Isaiah Jackson is somebody you would like more. But, those are some of the options you could go to. And Delon Wright, well, because Bogdanovic was just absolutely going off. Delon Wright only 25 minutes. He didn't score a point, but had 4 steals. The guy gets a lot of steals. That's why he's an absolutely must roster given 30 minutes. Kevin Huerter, because Gallinari is playing so well, he only got 20 minutes, and Bogdanovic, his minutes has been trending down, but the guy just he provides so many different categories in fantasy. Obviously, he can score points. He can hit so many threes. He hit 6 threes here, and he can get you assists, rebounds, steals, and block. He can do it all, and a decent free throw shooter. So they win 2 more games. Sure, I would still ride with him if you need any guard stats, I would say. Let's go to the next game. Oh my God, the Chicago Bulls. What are they doing? 117-94. They just got destroyed by the Celtics, and the Celtics, they're gonna be second or third seed or fourth seed. If you are not the second seed, if you're the third or fourth seed, you're guaranteed not to play Brooklyn Nets. So interesting to see what happens. Jason Tatum, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals and a block. They all look pretty good, but struggle with his shot. It doesn't really matter. They blew the Bulls out by 23 points. And Horford really enjoying himself without Robert Williams. 17 and 10, 2 steals and a block. That's what, Robert Williams was out beginning of the season for a little bit. And this is what Al Horford was doing. And now he's doing it again. So, really good stuff. Daniel Theis. And the Celtics have one of the most interesting schedules. They have 3 games, and 2 of the games are on very low volume days. So Daniel Theis is somebody we wanted to stream. Even Derek White, who only got 23 minutes, is somebody we wanted to stream before yesterday. Grant Williams, same thing. And who knows? They might rest Marcus Smart. They might rest Jaylen Brown. They might rest Jason Tatum. So if that happens, Peyton Pritchard could also be an option. If you have enough acquisitions, of course, because really you're just using one acquisition for one more extra game out of Peyton Pritchard. Derek White didn't really do much. A little bit disappointed with him ever since the trade. He's just not doing so well on the Celtics. I would say from the stats perspective, Jaylen Brown 4 steals and a block, really good. Smart had a steal and a block with 6 assists. But this Celtics team, let's come back. If everybody's out, Derek White will be a good stream. For the Bulls, Zach LaVine was questionable. Well, he didn't play yesterday because it was a back-to-back. They wanted to play him on the quote-unquote big game. Caruso was out. Ayo Dosunmu had 7 points and 3 assists and a steal. Yeah, we could let him go. He's not that attractive anymore. With Caruso back, he was getting a lot of assists. Everybody played pretty bad again. DeRozan just 16 points. Vucevic after going 3 for 17, 5 for 13 here. But from a fantasy perspective, he's very solid. He's giving you rebounds, steals, blocks. Right? As a big man, his free throw is okay. It's just the field goal this year really, really bad. Really, really bad for whatever reason. Hopefully he could play better next year. Somebody that I'm willing to take at the end of second or early third. I think Vucevic should be putting up identical numbers. All right, let's go to the next team. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Yep, they did it again. They are resting Pokusevski, and they're also resting Theo Maledon. Coach's decision. Apparently, these guys are probably just too good. Seriously, they're just too good. If you got them, that really sucked. But what are you gonna do? The smart thing is you probably want to, if you got enough acquisitions, you probably want to let them go. You don't want to take another risk. There's a small chance they might play, but who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? So Xavier Simpson came in. I don't think they really need to now play these guys versus the Jazz, because Jazz blew them out by 36 points. Maybe they're doing some player development, but Jalen Horford is absolutely a must roster if the same things happens again, right? Absolutely must roster. Played 36 minutes. He grabbed 20 rebounds yesterday, had 23 points and steal on a block, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, just did everything. Absolutely a must roster. And all the other guys, Isaiah Roby, who didn't play so well because he played okay, to be fair. He just committed 6 fouls. Otherwise, he would get him maybe 20 points, playing 30 plus minutes. Vit, 34 minutes, he doesn't really put up the numbers that we want in fantasy. And this guy Xavier Simpson had 11 assists. So if you need assists, by the very small sample size, assists and steals, you could stream him if Theo Maledon misses the next game. If they're coming off the bench, they're not playing. We could just assume that. This is 2 games in a row now. For the Utah Jazz, Bogdanovic plays well, 27 points. Well, this game Donovan Mitchell didn't even play, and they just dominated. That makes sense. 20 and 10 for Rudy, 1 steal and 2 blocks, and hopefully, the difference, him and Donovan had some differences. Um, let's see what happens in the playoffs. Uh, you know, maybe in the off season. One of them maybe gotta go. That's never good to have a toxic team environment because your two best players are beefing with each other. And Mike Conley was also resting today. It was against Oklahoma City Thunder, so that's understandable. Both teams just shake hands like, hey, Jazz, I know you need to win this game, but we're going to rest our guys. So, Jazz, you can rest yours as well. All right, let's go to the next team. The last team of the night. The Phoenix Suns, they're also resting. It was a back-to-back, so that makes sense. But I think majority of the starters, they should be playing next game because if it's not a back-to-back, I see them play, even though they have nothing to play for. So Cameron Johnson came in and played 32 minutes. Yeah, I mean, if these guys get rested again, Cameron Johnson has really struggled this game. But next game, if guys are missing, absolutely get him because he could go off. Cameron Payne without CP3 also struggled. But if CP3 continue to miss time, I will pick up Cameron Payne because most nights he's gonna give you 7-8 assists. And if Devin Booker is still out, he should give you 20 points as well. Mikal Bridges played just 21 minutes. Yeah, so it's weird. They kind of just rest all their guys, but they still played Mikal Bridges, but only 21 minutes. So, which they have another game on Friday, I believe. So we would check the status then and make some decisions. If Chris Paul and Devin Booker out, Cameron Payne is the guy I want. If I want assist, and Cameron Johnson is the guy. If I don't want the assist, he's gonna give me points, threes, rebound, efficiency, steals, and blocks. He's the guy that can give you everything. So I like Cameron Johnson a lot as well. Yeah, I mean, with Jay Crowder out, he was like a top 50, 60 player for a while. Let's look at the LA Clippers. Last team. The minutes just not high because not necessarily the blowout, but Ty Lue just try to keep everybody's minutes low. Batum, yeah, not really. The Clippers, their schedule, they do have one quality game on Saturday. They have a back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday, so who knows who's gonna get rested that day on their back-to-back. I know Marcus Morris Sr., Paul George, Batum, right? Reggie Jackson. These guys, they have rested them last week, so they might get rested again the back-to-back. So if these guys out, Isaiah Hartenstein and Robert Covington have an opportunity to come in and put up huge numbers. So I would check their status. They could be potentially league winners if that back-to-back. Isaiah Hartenstein could just absolutely pop off. Same thing with Robert Covington. This is your finals matchup. If one of your star players not playing, let's say Thursday, and you don't know if he's gonna play Sunday, you drop him. Pick up guys. All right, that's it for all the games, guys. I'll see you next time.